Hi there. Again, natural language, the Natural Language Society. Today I want to talk about another form of language learning which is not natural, which I came across today. Someone sent me a video of Tim Ferriss, who is now hosting a television program. And his theme is how to achieve sort of accelerated learning. And Tim is a very accomplished guy. I am very impressed. I saw a video YouTube of him where he speaks Spanish. He speaks excellent Spanish. I listened to him in German. It was not as good, but still he's able to express himself in German. I understand he speaks other languages. I take him at his word. He is an accomplished dancer, ballroom dancer, martial arts expert. He does pen tricks with his hands. I mean, he does a lot of things, and there's a lot of videos at YouTube of him doing this. Good for Tim. I think he's a great guy. I'm very impressed. He put up a blog post some while ago about how to learn any language in an hour. I have commented on this in another video. Actually, the text itself talks about how to, quote, deconstruct a language in an hour in order to learn it quickly, which is not quite the same thing, but okay, he's a good promoter. His brief intro, where he talks about his program and what we can expect, he sort of explains that the way you accelerate learning is to deconstruct the problem and put it back together again, whatever that means. In terms of language, I should go on record as saying I do not think that that is possible. I do not think that a knowledge of how a language is structured is all that useful in terms of learning the language. Whether it's subject, verb, object, or subject, object, verb, doesn't really matter very much. Those kinds of structural patterns, the brain will find the rules for itself. The brain will gradually get used to them. The big challenge in learning a language is words. We need thousands of words. Unless you just want to say, hello, how are you? I want a beer, please. If you want to get beyond that, if you want to understand what people say to you, if you initiate a conversation, what they come back at you with, if you want to understand those things, you need a lot of words. And it takes the brain a while to learn these words. You can't just review a list of words and expect them to stick. You have to see the words in different contexts. So it gets back to my earlier discussion about natural, interesting content to learn from, so that you're enjoying listening to the language, you're enjoying reading the language, you're enjoying reviewing words which are meaningful to you because the content was meaningful to you, and the words that you selected from that meaningful content are also meaningful to you. And the structure as well, because any language has simple structures, complicated structures. The brain will work that out. The brain will identify the structures that it needs now, and it will put aside the structures that it doesn't understand. And when it has enough of the rest of the language, these other structures will become meaningful. Unfortunately, in unnatural learning, such as we have at school, the teacher decides what you're going to learn, and you got to learn it here in chapter 2, and you're going to get tested on it, and if you don't know it, you're bad. The reality is the brain will decide which words it's going to remember now, and which words it's going to remember in 6 months, which structures it's going to be able to understand now, and which structures it's going to understand in 6 months. So that if we allow the brain simply to learn as the way it naturally learns, and develop rules for the language, put labels on words, because every word you learn in that language has a place in your brain, and the brain decides where that place is going to be. And eventually you get better and better at retrieving those words when you need them, if you learn naturally. So I don't think that learning a language should be a 100-yard dash, because you won't achieve it. It should be an enjoyable, natural process where the whole process of learning is enjoyable. And at every step, as you learn the language, you should be happy and feel satisfied at what you have achieved, that you now are better able to communicate in a language than you were before. And there's no pressure to speak until you're ready. You can simply, as normally my practice, spend a lot of time on enjoyable listening and reading, and take the time that's required to learn the language. So today's little natural learning video is to say, don't rush it, don't expect shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. But if you do it the natural way, learning a language can be very enjoyable. And at the end of that, and really not only at the end, even during that period of natural learning, you can be satisfied that you are doing something that is not only useful to you, but is also very good for your brain. So there you go. That's the Natural Learning Society blurb of the day. Thank you.